So this is Lancaster to Morecambe. From where the old cinema used to be, if you're an old school Lancaster person, which is where the dentist and the gym is now, down to Regent Park. It's about 20 minutes, and I wanted to test this little mic. It's on the inside, so hopefully you can hear it. And I've got to pick my bag up and red light on it. And let's go. Next time you see me, we'll move. Right, so I hope you appreciate this, because this ride home means I can't be listening to my podcast. Now, I like listening to a Modern Wisdom podcast when I'm cycling home, but I thought, no, I'll give you the full narrative, voiceover. Is that the right word? I guess, is it a voiceover? Because I'm actually recording it live. I don't know. Right, so here we are in Lancaster city centre. Up the curb, we cross the road at the crossing, and we join the dual carriageway. This is probably one of two worst bits, because you've got cars alongside you and they don't like you being next to them or overtaking them. So, and I don't know if the camera's picking that rain up, but it is raining it down right now quite hard. Traffic is quieter because I think last time I checked the time, it was gone 7. So I'll do a time check when I get home, I suppose. But I got a feeling it's probably 10 past 7-ish, something like that. Let's check actually while we stopped at the light. It is 20 past 7. So we've missed the rush hour traffic, so that's pretty good. And hopefully the audio on this mic isn't just all chest hair and ruffling and wind. I've got it, like I just said a minute ago, back to front, so the microphone bit is actually against me and the little magnet holder is on my t-shirt. Now I can see the green bar for the audio is pretty high, so when I'm not saying anything like now, it's about halfway, which means it's picking up something. Could be wind, I suppose, but it shouldn't be. Now this bit here, as we go down this, it's quite a steep hill. At 5 o'clock, this is a nightmare because the cars don't allow you any room, and you're basically riding between the double yellow lines. It's a bit of a nightmare. There's a lot of leaves down at the minute as well, because it is autumn. And tell you what though, it's not actually cold. I'm wearing shorts. I always wear shorts for the most part anyway, but it's not actually, honestly, genuinely, it's not cold. I don't feel cold at all. Right, I've got to cross the road here, because I need to get on the other side of the river. There's a car coming up behind me and it's slowing down. Is it turning off? What's it doing? It's stopping behind me for some reason. Okay. Don't know if I appreciate that. So, this is the footbridge above us, I guess. Is it a road bridge or footbridge? I can't remember, I haven't been up that way for ages. But this is the Millennium Bridge we're about to go over. Listen for the rattling. Always feels like it's going to collapse. The river is high, we've had a lot of rain. This bridge is well lit. It's probably the nicest part of the journey, going over the river. You won't be able to see the river. You might not be able to see anything actually. I need to check the lens. Yeah. We'll give it a wipe there, hopefully it's not too smudged. So we're now over the river. A lot of puddles. Pretty dark this section. So this is also a good test of the Action Pro 5's low light. It's not in super night mode or whatever. And there's a lot of rumblings about this Action Pro 6 now, isn't there? Well, Action 6. And it's supposed to have a 1-inch or a 1.1 inch sensor. They're saying, I've seen a few posts today, it's allegedly going to be coming out or being released on the 19th, which is pretty soon. Couldn't tell you exactly how soon, because I can't think what date it is right now. But the good news is that will be better in low light. And if it's the price point that they're sort of rumouring it to be, about 350 quid, I'm gonna have to be picking one of those up. So I've just realised I've not fastened my waist belt on my rucksack. and it is dangling behind me. So it could get caught in my back wheel. I don't think it can, so I think it would have done it by now. And I'd have been on the floor. Right, there's a bike in front of us. Right, so now we're coming up, we are parallel to the river at the minute, if you don't know Lancaster. We're coming up, parallel with the main road. Lancaster Road, I think it is. It's Morecambe Road. Can't remember. We have a victim in front of us. We'll just get past. There we go. So, it's pretty much, well it is, not pretty much, it is a cycle path all the way to Westgate. So if you're watching this because you know the area, you already know that. If you're watching this for a sound test of the mic, just a bit of local information for you. Well, this bit's well lit. There is actual street lamps and a lot of CCTV, which was installed last year, I think, or was it the year before? Recently. It did have a bit of a bad rep. I know a friend of mine fell for a scam where someone was lying on the floor under his bike, so my mate stopped to help him and they tried to rob him. Luckily, my mate didn't have any of it and came off, let's say, better off in that situation. So, but yeah, I've seen it about maybe 3 times. Someone's been lying on the floor next to her on a bike, and they always look like a typical type of person. You can kind of spot it a mile off. But I honestly couldn't tell you last time it happened, and when it does, I just cycle past him and just go like, yeah, whatever. You got down yourself, you can get up yourself. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, this bit here is kind of sheltered. Trees growing over the top. It's not too bad. What a spray. Going right up my back. Well, on my shorts, because I have a 50 litre rucksack on, which is overkill, I must admit. But whatever bag I get, I always fill it to the brim. I just think, I need a slightly bigger bag. Then it won't be full. So I get a slightly bigger bag, and then I fill that to the brim. And so on. I just keep doing that over and over and over again. Well, I'm at 50 litres at the minute, which is hopefully as big as I need to go, because it does look kind of ridiculous carrying it around the gym. It looks like an actual parachute. It's that big. So we're now getting towards the bit where we sort of merge from Lancaster to Morecambe. There's Saltaire Sports Centre, which is a gym, running track, cycle track lane thing. Typical gym, but more of a sports centre. Giant halls like badminton, things like that. It's run by the council. It's actually a really good gym. It's got a swimming pool, sauna, steam room, all that kind of stuff. It's just that my gym is in the same building that I work in. So it makes more sense for me to get it done fast, straight after work, and then pedal all the way home. I don't even know where I put my bike. I went to Saltaire. And I don't even know what it costs these days either. So I haven't been there for a long time. I used to work shifts in my previous job, and I did go there when I did a 10 till 2, 10 p.m. 2 a.m. I went there in the afternoon. I didn't like working nights though, because you always feel it's hanging over you. It's like, I can't do anything in the day, even though I did that. But you know what I mean? Whereas when you finish work and then go to the gym, you're done. Go to the gym first and then hang around till your shift starts. It's quite annoying. Don't like shift work. Not a fan at all. So we haven't had anyone blind us with their headlights at the minute. And people tend to have extremely overpowered front lights on their bike. Speaking of which, I don't have mine on yet. I'll put it on now. I don't know if that's going to affect, I don't think it will affect you. Might let you see the rain a bit more, but there's not much rain under this sheltered bit. You can hear it on the trees above me. I'm dying to I'm dying to hear what this mic sounds like. And I fully charged it as well yesterday in its little dock. Again, Mic Mini has a proprietary dock. It's USB-C, tiny little dock thing, and if you lose it, you can't charge the mic. I am tempted to get one of the little microphone cases that you snap the mic into, and it charges it. But because I've got a Mic 2 Pro that I use a lot, and now I've got a Mic Mini, if I'm going to go through the trouble of getting a case, I'd be tempted to get the Mic 3, which is yet another mic, which I've heard is way better than the Mic 2 and the Mic Mini. So I don't think you can go wrong though. The Mini or the 2 Pro or even the 3 or even the original one, I guess it's just called the Mic, the DJI Mic, I guess. But I just got involved when it was a 2. The thing is, their equipment is so good, and it's not like they're paying me for this. I just find that it's reliable. I love their ecosystem. I love the fact that the Action Pro 5 takes the Action Pro 4 batteries. I think the other brand of action camera that I was tempted to go with, which is the Insta360, they do one that looks, an action camera that looks very much like a GoPro. I think they do a 2 and a 3. But they all have different mounts and different battery sizes, and all the equipment doesn't swap between them, which I think is terrible. And I would be astounded if the Action 6 doesn't have the same, or doesn't take the same batteries as the 5 and the 4. Because they just listen to people. They're like, right, you've got all that gear and you're thinking of upgrading, you don't want to be buying shitloads more batteries and all the extra equipment as well. Right, there is a Gigantosaurus puddle here. I don't think I've ever seen the cycle path this flooded before. So that means the road, the main road, I don't know if you paid attention, but at the start of the ride, there's 2 bad bits. It was the road, main road out of Lancaster, and then we've got the road out of, well, sort of, it's called Westgate. The area is called Westgate. It takes you to the West End, and if you keep going on that road that I live off the side of, you end up at the prom. That is probably more treacherous maybe than Lancaster, and the reason is because even though Lancaster's a dual carriageway, it's quite slow moving traffic, and yes, they do pin you against that wall and you're going down the one way, but they're going quite slow and you do have a bit of room, whereas on Westgate you've got a lot of junctions that, oh god, I went through a puddle then, soaked my feet, didn't see that puddle. You've got a lot of junctions that join onto the main road, and cars pull up to that junction, to their junction, look left, look right. They're looking for cars, giant headlights, big vehicles, and they pull out. I've actually been knocked off my bike on the Westgate Road, and when we get to it, I'll show you where and explain it. It's right on a bend. It's right really close to home as well. I was basically more or less back, and I just cycled past the end of this road, and this woman pulled out. Not that it was a woman, that sounded quite sexist, but it was a woman, so there you go. Pulled out and smacked straight into the side of me, knocked me flying. There we go. Right, so this is the sort of cut through. My chain tends to slip when I put maximum leg power down. Now that's probably because I'm really powerful. You've got the most powerful legs you've ever seen. And or the bike needs adjusting. Probably that, if I'm honest. And if I put a lot of power down in the top gear, it does tend to go bang and slip a little bit. I think it gets down to the gear not quite engaged in the top gear, so when I do put maximum power down, it slips to the top gear, so I think the gear alignment is slightly off. And this bike only has gears on the back cog, sprocket, whatever you want to call it. The front cog is a tiny cog because it's geared for like mega uphill. It's not really geared for speed, which is annoying because it makes it a very slow bike. And if you want to get any speed on it, you've really got to give it death, and you don't really get anywhere, and everyone overtakes you. It's quite sad. So it just slipped again a little bit then. I wonder if the mic picks that up. It's quite good that we've come back this late as well, because if you get to this road here, we are basically running parallel with the Westgate Road at the minute, and at between 5 and 6 p.m, it's very, very busy. Now, I don't know if you can see or hear the cars. There are some there, you know, it's not dead, but it's certainly a lot quieter than it would be at the, if you finish work at 5 and come straight home, you get amongst the thick of the traffic. Now I've got a red light on the top of my bag. I've got one under my seat, a dual red light thing. I've got a pretty small front light. So I'm not, and I've got a high-vis jacket on, but the high-vis at this time of night, it's reflective, obviously, of headlights, but it's not an incredible deterrent for a car that just thinks, I want to drive on that bit of road. Oh, there happens to be a cyclist there. Yes, I just refer to myself as a cyclist. I'm not a cyclist, I'm just a person that likes to ride bikes. I don't identify as a cyclist. So, oh, squeaky brakes. Now, this would be an ideal time to set off, but I am going to fasten this belt because it's been annoying me for quite a while now. So, click that on around my waist. The camera is looking very, very wet, but it's waterproof to about 20 metres, I think, this bad boy. At this point, you'd think I actually worked for DJI, because I just sing their praises. But let's just carry on. So this is the Westgate road. We're going past Lidl supermarket. I'll give the lens a little bit of a wipe. Hopefully it's not just a greasy smudged mess. Hopefully you can see some sort of point of view. Guy and his dog there. Nice. See, there's a junction to my left and there's a car coming down towards it now. It's quite far away, so I didn't really sweat it. The ones on the right, like that BM that's pulling out there, they're not a problem. They tend to see you because as you're parallel with them and in front of them, they sort of turn into your side of the road. They don't really need to be right in the gutter. It's the ones that you're passing that are on your left that fly up to the junction, have a quick glance and then pull out. And when you see the one that I'm talking about where the woman knocked me off, she actually came out of the junction. I don't think she even looked to her right, because as I was cycling in front of her, she was looking in the direction she was turning, which is a really unusual thing to do. And I actually got knocked across the road. The bike was okay, which is what I was worried about, because it wasn't my bike. It was my good friend and boss who owns the bike. And the bike came out immaculate because my legs cushioned it either side. I got hit from the left and I landed on my left hand side. And it was only just a car pulling out of a junction. It wasn't going fast. It was enough to catapult me. When I spoke to the woman, she was in hysterics. She was like, oh my God, I've never been in a crash before. What can I do? What can I do? Is everything all right? So I calmed her down because she was hysterical. I just said, just do me one thing. Promise me you'll always stop and look both ways at every junction. And she said that she would. And all my other friends are like, you should have put a claim in, got some money. I begrudge doing that because A, I was all right, B, the bike was all right, and C, that's why everyone's premiums are so high, because everyone's so quick to claim. Now, I was limping for about a week. I couldn't sleep on that side. Did have quite a big chafe on my leg, and there probably is still a bit of a mark there now, but didn't break any bones. Nobody died. Luckily there was no car coming the other way that I could have slid in front of. So it was a lucky set of circumstances really. But speaking of which, we are now not very far from where that happened. You know, you can see those fairy lights in front. That's like a caravan park. It's a turning just before that. So, there's any cars right? So that car's turning right to William Mitchell. To the right is where the football ground is, Morecambe football. And in front, I'll give you another wipe, is the junction where it happened. So, pedalling down here, pretty fast, on the racer, which is a quick bike. Racer is an old-fashioned word, by the way, for road bike. We used to call them racers. So here's the junction, cruising along, just like that car pulling up there. And looking at it, it spotted me, it's indicating this way. Pulled out here, boom, and knocked me flying over the road. So the woman was in a black BM, she was turning left, but she was looking left. She may have glanced right, but I didn't see her looking that way. And I think it's very easy for a human brain to sort of discredit and not actually register a bike or a motorbike My boss who's into his motorbikes has said that to me. It's quite easy for when you look left and right at a junction, because it's hard for your brain to process the fast movement of looking left and right. Your brain takes shortcuts. It doesn't always see everyone, so something to think about. Anyway, it's not raining now. I'm wet, I'm absolutely wringing wet, but at least it's not actually raining. All the rain's in Lancaster. At least we're going over a railway here at the top, back into top gear. Then you can coast down this bit. Now there are a lot of leaves on the road and the cycle lane, so you've got to be careful. But you're not out of the danger yet. There's at least 3 junctions on your left and people pull out fast to see where they're going. So, safe going past in that one. We're in a bus stop now, and then we are back in the cycle lane. So that road to my left there, people fly out of that one, because all these parked cars down the left, people want to see past them, you see, so they pull out really far. Now, there's a massive puddle there, so I'm going to go on the pavement, because I don't want to get extra soaked. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm pretty soaked. I don't want to get extra soaked. So, that's another junction that people howle out of. Again, the row of cars there that are always parked, that are always for sale, stop you seeing far down the road. So people always tend to do that. So anyway, I'm at my street now. Whoosh. And we recorded the whole way. Pretty sure we did. Yeah, it looks like we did. I hope we did anyway, otherwise I'll just talk to myself for no reason. Instead of 3 people looking at it. And this will tell me the exact time as well, because there's no edits. And if I remember rightly, it was 21 minutes past when I looked at my watch. So, here we are. Turn the back light off. I'll stop you for a second. Oh, sorry. I've just disconnected the camera from the bike. Just to wrap up, take my helmet off, set my hat off, and then let's just look at the time. Yeah, just about 7:45, can you see that? About 7:45, so that wasn't too bad. It wasn't as wet as it could have been. You can see from the bag just how wet it was. Hopefully the audio was good. I'm dying to hear it now, so I'll have my tea and then I'll chuck this video up and see what it sounds like. Thanks for watching.